excuse. People say, "Oh, white supremacy." You know, my car broke down. White supremacy. I can't get married. White supremacy. I can't get no money. White supremacy. I don't know how to read. White supremacy. Everything is white supremacy. White supremacy. Everything is blamed on white supremacy. And you know what? The reason why I know it's a boogeyman, the reason why I know it's not true, if you ask two people, what is white supremacy, you get two different answers. Now, why is that so when everybody says that this is, well, not everybody, but a lot of people say this is like this overbearing thing that is stopping us from being able to achieve? Shouldn't we be able to identify it very clearly? Why does it have to be something that is kind of ambiguous and up for interpretation? White supremacy is not real. It's a boogeyman. The problem with black men in America is not being able to get along, like I was talking about earlier. The whole gender war thing is something that people want to talk about for entertainment purposes, in my humble opinion. That's not really a fruitful discussion. The bigger discussion is, why can't black people get along with each other? I mean, that can be proven in statistics. Look at the murder rate. 52% of all murderers in the United States are black, and 48% of all the murder victims are black, despite us only being about 12.3 to 13% of the population. We can't get along with each other. All kind of aggravated crimes, home invasions, we do to each other at a much higher rate than any other race does to themselves. Of course, crime happens in each race group, but the rate of it is much higher when you're talking about black on black. That's why it's talked about a lot, black on black crime. That right there shows us that we can't get along. The black on black crime is just one piece of it that is able to be displayed in the number. But as far as anything else, you're talking about business. Like I was saying earlier about the guy who went back to the hood, right? He wanted to come and revitalize and be part of the community. He comes and tries to fix up an old house. His so-called black brothers break in there, beat him up, take his tools. That's not an isolated incident. This is what happens too much, too often in the black community. This is why we're having a hard time being able to get ahead. It's that crab in the bucket mentality. White supremacy is a boogeyman. And anybody that says that it's not, I challenge you to give your definition of it and then have somebody else get asked the same question that thinks the same way you do. And I bet you it'll be two different answers, but I digress.
Anthony Brian Logan, because when he was the question you asked about white supremacy.
Yeah, what is that?
Hold on, ABL. Let him finish, dog.
Okay.
Yeah, I said I had a two-fold answer. Now, the original question was basically white supremacy holding black men back. That's the original question. Now, ABL went on his spiel and everything, and that's fine. I believe in that. He said white supremacy is a farce or it's not real. Well, sir, I don't know what country you've been living in, but white supremacy and racism is what white people have. It is a religion to them. They would die for white supremacy. Like Dylan Roof, he is a martyr for white supremacy.
Hold on,
sir. Let me finish, because even you, let me finish. You know, I'll respond to you. They would die for white supremacy. Understand that. That's all they have. Without white supremacy, they are nothing. That's why they are invested in destroying black men, even destroying you, Anthony Brian Logan. Even though you talk and they may agree with you, they will destroy you because you still the enemy at the end of the day. But he asked, what is white supremacy? Now, the simple definition is just a complete control and domination of all the 9 areas in society and control by whites only and no other group. It's not about equal share of power. It's about white power only. If you look at the immigration issue, it's about white dominance and power. We're going to get in the minority. We worrying about this. We worrying about that. Everything's about white power with them. It's about power. It's about control. Richard Spencer said it before. He said it's not about being fair. It's about control and power. That's all they care about. But now, when you come to white supremacy, Dr. Neely Fuller broke it down very well. And he stated there's 9 areas of control that white folks have: economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, war, and counter war. They're running every part of what I just stated in the system of racism and white supremacy. No white person, I don't care who they are on what sides of the coin, Democrat, Republican, Independent, they do not want to let go of white supremacy, even no matter who they are. Now, the fight is between conservatives and so-called liberals, whatever that want to be. They're both white supremacists to me. It's a way to do white supremacy. But at the end of the day, they do not want to see even Anthony Brian Logan controlling America. They don't want to see that at all. Okay. Now, in relation to black men, you said about can racism stop them? No, racism not going to stop you from doing everything. That's why I agree with Anthony Brian Logan on, because yes, we suffer. Yes, we go through things, but we are warriors, as I stated earlier. We have fought through everything. So that should not hold us back from not becoming successful, not having families, from not raising our children right. It's not an excuse to go out there and kill another brother. But at the same time, I could definitely point to white supremacy creating the ghetto through redlining. I could talk about how white supremacy, sir, I've done the research on. I got videos you can watch on my channel.
Come on,
okay. Hold on. Let's let Phil make his point, and then what I'm gonna do is I'll let New Possibilities search, and then I'll let ABL. I know ABL, you got your papers out. Go ahead, Phil. Go ahead.
Okay, so the process of redlining, white people created the ghetto. You have to remember, after slavery, black people didn't create ghettos. Black people created towns. After slavery, they family. What?
Phil, outside of redlining, also bring up the Freeway Act as well.
Well, I got a whole video. It's called "How America Gave a Advantage to Whites." It's a whole video, and I'm talking about every process way back from the 1800s all the way up until. Okay, but what I'm saying is that we had towns that we built, not neighborhoods. We needed to protect the hood and fix the hood. We had towns, and then racist, white supremacist devils went in there and burned down every single town that black people built with their own two hands. Nobody gave them anything. They were pulling themselves up by their bootstraps. They built. There's not just Black Wall Street in Tulsa. It's not just Rosewood. It's many towns. Towns right here in Slocum, Texas is another one. How them white folks came in there and just ran all the black people out of town because they had guns and stole all their homes, stole all their property. No, none of the people that talk about black people never bring up all the things that they created their own hands, and these devils went on there and killed our people and stole everything. Then you got the nerve to point your finger and say, why don't you have nothing black people? Because you devils went in there and killed us all. And now we're afraid to do anything half of the time.
Okay, yeah, there's a lot I got written down on my notes here,
and I know possibilities. I know you waiting, brother. I know you waiting. I know. Go ahead, ABL.
Now the immigration piece, I maybe I heard wrong from Phil, but immigration, is that part of white supremacy? Like trying to have the wall, is that white supremacy, Phil?
Yes, part of it is white, definitely white supremacy. And I can explain it to you. You want me to?
But okay, I need to just say this. Do you understand that illegal immigration impacts black people? I will argue more than anybody else in a negative way. So why would we say that immigration?
No. Listen to, we talking about white supremacy. You're not talking about us. Yes, illegal immigration affects us. Sure, but it all centered back to white supremacy because white people that are in control are allowing, listen to me, are allowing the immigrants to come in. It solved two. Oh my God, I'm getting twisted up. It's two things I would do. If I was Donald Trump, if I was the president, it was two things I would do to stop illegal immigration. One, mandatory e-verify for anybody you're hiring, contractor or for the company. Also, the second thing I would do is jail anyone who hires an illegal immigrant in this country. It's federal crime, but they don't enforce it. Why? Because they don't want to lock up a bunch of white men for violating the law. I see, as a matter of fact, I just saw Joe Aparo, whatever his name is. The moment he was questioned about that, he got quiet. They didn't want to say nothing. Lock up these white men that's hiring the illegals, and I guarantee you, if you shut off the jobs, they stop coming.
Okay, so what's wrong with the wall then?
Did you hear what I just said? If you cut off the
supply, you said e-verify, and then you said lock up anybody.
You know what e-verify is?
I know sir, listen to what I'm saying. I know what e-verify is, and I understand what you talked about when you said lock up any employer that hires these people. But so you should agree with the wall, right or wrong?
The wall not gonna do nothing.
But wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. I don't understand. First, you saying wait. This will make no sense. I'm with you. I agree with the whole e-verify thing. I think lock up anybody that hires somebody. I agree with you. We right there. But the wall would be an extra layer of security to prevent them from coming in the first place, because you got to catch somebody doing something like that before you can lock them up. In the meantime, they're still here and they're still getting money, sending them back home. So the wall would be a deterrent from them being able to come here, number one. And number two, it would reduce the amount of illegal immigration. Therefore, it'd be a safer place for black folks to live. O'Shea and Diners, you know what I'm talking about, because you guys are from California. You know how it is over there in the West with these people coming from the south of the border and then endangering black people.
That
So
ABS.
you guys already know.
What I'm saying is, I mean, I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
Bro. I think he laid a pretty good argument for what he was saying. I'm not sure.
I agree. I didn't say I disagree. I said E-Verify. Hey, cool, 100%.
I agree.
I ain't locking anybody up.
But can I
100%.
finish that? Trust me. If you start seeing a bunch of white men being hauled off into federal jail, trust me, it's going to stop. I promise you that. See, it's okay for black men to get thrown in jail, but a bunch of white men is actually violating the law. I had a white man tell me who owned a construction company. Not talking about black people, they doing the jobs you guys don't want to do. No. They do construction jobs too. But this white man that owns a construction company hired the illegals to do so. So they coming in and getting the jobs. That's why ICE is going to construction sites now and rounding them up.
Hey,
but they're
that's
not
good.
rounding up those business owners. No, I've seen the videos. How when ICE show up, they scurrying. When they in hard hats and everything, scurrying, jumping off of equipment. But they don't arrest the white business owners. That's my problem with the whole thing. You building a wall, but you won't also talk about the criminals who's hiring them, because it's criminals who hire them. The thing is, they in this country. But hold on, ABL.
Be able to hire them.
Hold on, brother.
Go ahead, finish, and then we'll do other people. Go ahead, brother.
I have people that I know personally, okay, that work on the border. They told me exactly the wall will slow them down, but it won't stop them because they have so many tunnels built from Mexico all the way up into San Diego, LA, and all kind of other spots. So what do you do about the tunnels?
Okay, that's a different question. But the point is, the wall will slow them down. Like you said, it wouldn't be a 100% effective thing, because a lot of people come to the United States and overstay their visa. That's how they're here illegally. They come on the plane. But the wall will most certainly slow them down, and also reducing the amount of legal immigration from 1 million to about 500,000, and also getting more tough on the H-1Bs, H-2Bs, etc. So there's a lot of different ways you can reduce immigration, illegal immigration, abusive visas, and whatnot. But the wall should most certainly be in your equation. It shouldn't just be, oh, just do E-Verify and like anybody out that's hiring people. It's much deeper than that, because it ain't just about white people that have
right.
And businesses that hire Mexicans, because Mexicans or Guatemalans, Hondurans, Nicaraguans, Chinese, a lot of them go into business for themselves, especially the Chinese. They raided a Chinese massage parlor where I live at in Tennessee recently. 3 Chinese women, don't speak no English, work visas all messed up. So it ain't just, it's much deeper than what you're saying. So the wall should be part of it. But I'm gonna move on to my next thing.
ABL, can I ask you one quick question?
Hurry up, ABL.
I gotta move on.
We gotta get to other people. Hold on. Hold on 1 second, Phil. Let me finish, and then we're gonna get to other people. But I think Phil made some very, very, very strong points.
Okay. All right.
Go ahead.
Now, I'm gonna say this. I got a few more notes, but I don't want to take up too much time.
Okay.
Shout out to my man. I'm gonna just say this. Shout out to my man Xanatos Clutch in the chat. He said, "Who burned down Harlem?"
Oh, I'm glad you mentioned that. You ready?
The Irish did.
Hold on. No. I read that same comment. You want me to respond to that?
Go for it.
Okay, he talked about Detroit. He talked about South Side Chicago. He talked about all these different things. Okay, now your businesses in the United States of America. At one point in time, we had manufacturing jobs. All these white people crying to Trump about bring back the manufacturing jobs. Detroit was big about what? Auto. A lot of GM products was made in Detroit. A lot of these manufacturing jobs people got right out of high school, worked there, had good pay, benefits, etc. The politicians coming up with things like NAFTA and going all the way to China and Taiwan and moving all that production overseas took away the whole economy of a lot of places. Detroit, let's talk about that place. When you take away the economy of an area and you don't replace it with something else, then it's going to turn into a big crime fest. It's like Houston. Houston is built off of petrochemical and oil. If you take that out of Houston and don't replace it with something else that was the bread and butter of the economy, it's going to look like Detroit. You go to LA. If you take away Hollywood, you take away anything related to entertainment, that is the bread and butter of that economy. You don't replace it, it's crime going to come in, poverty going to come in. Nobody talks about that. They talk about, oh, look at these cities the way they are. They don't have no jobs or opportunities because it was raped. That's why the white people crying.
Okay, hold on a second, guys. Hold on. We got to let other people talk now. There's more people on the panel than y'all too. So let me do this real quick. Hold those thoughts, hold those notes. I will let you guys come back because obviously People like the back and forth. And I actually which is just is Phil. I won't tell you what to do, but I'll tell you what I would love, and I'm pretty sure everybody would love to see you bait Anthony Brian Logan on your channel on white supremacy. That would be a classic. I think that's something that I would love to see. I would love to see you kick Anthony Brian Logan's ass, because it seems like, to me, you put him in a corner that he's trying to get out of real quick. I love my brother; he's a good debater, but you kind of had him against we got him on the ropes. That ain't the first time he's been on the ropes. But
I was agreeing with him. I was just saying, let's just go a little bit deeper into the whole situation.
No, you brothers are, and Phil, you're actually a lot better at debating than I thought you were. I'm like, damn, I misspoke. So shit, press 2 or 3 in the chat if you want to see ABL debate Phil on that Vi show on white supremacy. Listen, man, look, I'll put some money up on that. Phil, can you do it on your show? And can I put like some money in the pot also, just to see who win?
I have no problem discussing white supremacy with him at all if that's what he want to do.
I would love to see it. I'll tell you that'd be hot.